What is up? Good morning, everyone. This is Smash This Podcast. J-Bone here. And we're going to be covering No Mercy predictions, but we're also going to take some time and discuss some weekly hot topics. Talk about a handful of things, and then we'll get into No Mercy predictions last. So, and it's just stuff that everyone's been talking about this week. It's some of it is rumors, and some of it's some of it is factual stuff. And the stuff that is rumors, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it is true and this is exactly happening. No, it's just something to talk about. It's what we do on here, right? So, what do we dive into first? One thing that's been talked about a lot that I've personally been excited about is certain gentleman from a long time ago in a wrestling galaxy far, far away, coming back to the WWE universe soon, very soon, probably. Goldberg coming back to the WWE. What seems to be gaining some speed in this topic is the fact that now even ESPN's interview from, was it last night? Last night with Coach. And you can go to ESPN.com and go look up the WWE section and go check out the highlights from the interview. They segment it up into different topics. But now some of that has even landed on WWE.com. So, then you start to wonder, okay, then does this have more relevance? Is he actually coming back? News broke yesterday that, Jim Ross started talking about it. Then other people started, trickling off of there and talking about it, saying that it's a done deal that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar is happening. And it's actually happening a lot sooner than expected. A lot of people just assumed WrestleMania. But with the hype of 2K17 coming out next week, they want to do that match a lot sooner than expected to help with the hype of the video game and the nostalgia of it and everything. Goldberg being a playable character back in what seems to be the good graces of the WWE. And honestly, back in, what was it, a month or so ago, whatever it was, whenever SummerSlam was, God, there's been so much going on since then. It almost seems like months and months and months ago. Just so much happening with the brand split and news and everything. News really escalated around that because he started making appearances. He made an appearance in Germany, talking about a comeback, had an incredible reception there, which really, if a couple thousand or several hundred or whatever it was, people in that room were like all stoked about Goldberg's appearance, you got to wonder what his reaction would be like in the States. Well, then he appeared for 2K17's thing, SummerSlam weekend, which, furthered more rumors. But now it's getting closer to the time of the game coming out, so more and more people are talking about it. If it's a done deal, I'm all for it. I am a proud card holding member of the Bill Goldberg fan club. Okay, hence the look from years ago when I started looking like this. There's few things I get excited for anymore as far as nostalgia stuff. One being anything related to like old WCW stuff, like, you know, NWO, some of the Attitude Era stuff back then, you know, and Goldberg being one of them, because, and I've said this I don't know how many times, but I'll say it again. What the hell? When I got back into wrestling in the mid to late 90s, more like late 90s, that's when the Attitude Era was really kicking off, getting into full steam, when the NWO was in power in WCW. Goldberg was on the rise, and I was primarily watching WCW. I had absolutely zero interest in watching WWE because all the classic guys that I liked from the 80s were in WCW then, along with some of the new faces that were popping up in WCW, like DDP and Harlem Heat was pretty cool. The Steiners, you know, anyone in WCW, I was following on a pretty regular basis. So yeah, I'm excited for whatever capacity Goldberg is coming back in. Now there are people who are trying to poo-poo this and say that, oh no, he's absolutely not coming back. He's not physically fit enough. Okay, if the guy is doing Muay Thai like crazy, and he's even been working out in the Battle Arts gym, Santino Morello's joint up in Canada. Shout out to Cade Carnage from Mind of Carnage, who's also training up there. The 1 week he took off from training because he got a little banged up is when Goldberg showed up in his gym. So yeah, he was none too happy when I shared that news with him. But yeah, it's like if he's doing that, and okay, yeah, he has slimmed down a lot. He's probably dropped, oh, I don't know, what the hell did he used to weigh back then? Jeez Louise. He was as big as this freaking room. Yeah, he's lost a lot of muscle mass, but the guy is still in incredible shape. You know, he's still fit. Like, you know, he's in great shape, period. You know, I read somewhere he had double knee surgery several months ago. If he's training again, I don't see any reason why he couldn't get in the ring again. But that's all up to him. You know, he wants to, for the sake of his kids, that's fine, you know, similar to what Shane did. So we'll have to see in the days and weeks to come, what news comes out of this. Jim Ross says it's a done deal for Survivor Series, and Survivor Series is just around the corner. When the hell is Survivor Series? Let's quick jump to WWE.com and look, shall we? We scroll down the shows page. Hell in a Cell is October 30th. Come on, computer. Survivor Series is a month after that, November 22nd. So a little over a month away. Could Bill be ready by then? Who knows? Whatever. But I'll be following this very closely. And if and when he does come back, this page will probably, you know, explode. So, all right, next topic. TNA has been all over the news, especially with Bound for Glory going on, the possible sale. We've heard that it is definite. We've heard no, it's not definite. I don't know. I mean, it's fun to talk about. So yeah, I'm not throwing a lot of weight on this and say, oh, this is hot breaking news from Smash This Podcast. No, I'm not. No, whatever. It's just fun to talk about because everyone's talking about it. The one thing I've heard is that TNA, and everyone says this, TNA sold the library to WWE, and Billy Corgan bought the company and is rebranding it. Now, whatever does happen, if this is true, whatever big changes that are coming to the company, my guess are not gonna you're not going to see significant changes until early next year. The tapings that they're doing now are going to go from November to December to like the end of the year. And then you might see some big things happening. As far as the actual, name change, things like that. Probably next spring. That stuff does not happen overnight. At least I'm assuming. Well, how do you know? I don't know. That stuff, that's big corporate stuff that happens. You need to get copyrighted rights to stuff like that. That just doesn't happen overnight. So yeah, and I don't want TNA to go away. Do I kind of want the library on the network? Yeah, I would actually like that, because I was a big fan. I was a bigger fan of TNA back 10 years ago than I am now, just because their stuff has been so crazy all over the place. Inconsistent's another word I'd like to use. I don't know. So, and then I've also heard little things about no compete clauses from Vince if he does own this stuff. Well, I don't know. Whatever. And if you got any opinions, you can always contact me on my social media pages. On Twitter, Smash This Pod. I'm also have my own personal one, JBone5150. I'm also on Facebook. This podcast has its own Facebook page. So yeah, talk to me on there too. Hit me up. Love to hear your opinions on it. Good, bad, whatever. I don't care. Interesting little thing that popped up right before I went live here is Facebook, WWE's Facebook page. They went live with some pretty interesting nostalgia stuff. If you go to their Facebook page, there's a video on there from earlier this morning. Kathy, what's her name? Kathy Kelly, I think, was talking to, and I didn't catch the guy's name. He's one of like the head guys of WWE. And then Triple H was involved in the conversation later. They were showing some stuff related to Bruno Sammartino, because I think it's his birthday today. I think that's why they were doing this. I caught most of it. I didn't catch all of it. But they showed some things that they had recently come across and had displayed in the offices of WWE. In, Connecticut, whatever. They had a plaque with a bunch of wrestling licenses. And they basically look like, they basically look like driver's licenses. And I guess they're the licenses that these guys had to wrestle in New York. Because I guess New York's a little different than other places. I think that's what it was. That's what I kind of gathered. And they were showing old wrestling licenses from Bruno Sammartino. Oh, God. Who else are there? Gorilla Monsoon, Pat Patterson. About 20 different licenses were on this large plaque. Really, really cool to see. And then they were showing an old championship. One of the ones that Bruno Sammartino held for, I think it was forever and a day. I think it's one of the old WWF ones. I'd have to go back and watch the video, but it's on there. Go watch it. It's if you like nostalgia stuff. They talk about Bruno Sammartino. They show the licenses, and they show one of these old title belts that recently came back to WWE is in their possession was in someone's like attic for like decades. So yeah, just an interesting little piece of history. And Trips is on there talking about the stuff, and Bruno Sammartino as well, which just shows that Trips does care about the industry. He does care about preserving it and stuff like that. At least that's what I gathered from it. So that was kind of cool. Go check that out. I highly recommend it. Big news that came out yesterday. Brie Bella will not be heading back to the ring anytime soon. Why? It's because her and Daniel Bryan are expecting a baby. I didn't read any other news besides that. I think it's too early to tell. At least I haven't seen anything like, oh, okay, the sex of the baby or whatever. So excuse me. Congratulations from Smash This Podcast to Daniel and Brie. I personally, not to throw any shade on this or anything. Me personally, I was not looking forward to a Brie Bella return to the ring. I don't know. I just not a fan. And the entrance music was grating on me like going to the dentist. So very happy for their little extended family now. Hopefully she has a healthy pregnancy. So thoughts and prayers go out to them, and hope that everything goes well. Last bit of news that has come out this past week is the reveal, and then I'll get into No Mercy stuff. The NXT, what the hell is it called? We'll switch screens here, and we'll bring it up here. There we go. It's the NXT Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. That's the PDF you can download from WWE.com. I'm really behind on NXT stuff. I have not watched any NXT since the Cruiserweight Classic, so I'm a few weeks behind. And I have not seen how this has all come together. But I just wanted to talk about this a bit because some of these are really interesting. Go down the list here. We got TM61, one of the up-and-coming big tag teams in NXT. Growing in popularity, I guess. Sabatelli and Moss, two guys down in developmental end of NXT that I have not seen yet. I binge watch a lot of NXT, so I've got a little catching up to do. I've seen some of these guys. I've heard of some of these guys, but I haven't seen them in the last several weeks because I haven't watched. So I'll be catching up on NXT soon, but I wanted to cover this. Team Aries. Austin Aries is going to be picking a partner soon. I don't know if they're going to do that live or what. Some are guessing that it's going to be the debut of Roderick Strong. I think that'd be cool. Someone that they certainly have history together with, going back to mainly Ring of Honor. I don't know if they ever fought each other in TNA. I know they both were in TNA at one time. I just don't know if they were in TNA together. But nonetheless, let's see here. I'm gonna wreck this. Bajevovic, I think that's close. I don't know. Probably not. But nonetheless, and Tucker Knight. Two guys getting put together. Two guys, again, from developmental. But, these guys are getting, with so many people going to the main roster recently from NXT, there is room for other people to get, a look at. So this is cool. Fresh faces. I'm excited about this. And I think one of these guys is from Wisconsin too, so that'll be cool to see. Itami and Ibushi, that'll be great to see. Almost a fantasy matchup there. News coming out recently that Ibushi said that he does not want a full-time deal with WWE, that he still has too many other loose ends to tie up in Japan. So, but he'll do one-offs here and there, which is good to see. Certainly a fun guy to watch. So Itami and Ibushi versus Lince Dorado and Ali. This should be nothing short of epic. Ty Dillinger and Bobby Roode against Sanity. Wow. The debut of Sanity. That's going to be Eric Young's stable with some other new faces that not coming to the forefront of my brain right now. I can't think of the other faces in there. But it'll be great to see Eric Young finally in NXT in the WWE. Authors of Pain versus Bollywood Boys. Gosh, I really like the Authors of Pain. I love this new tag team that's, getting run by, damn it, no, I'm not going to remember his name. The famous manager. Completely drawing a blank. Damn it. Who are you? Whatever. I love the tag team. Bollywood Boys, very excited about them being in NXT. For how long, I don't know, but I hope these guys do get signed because NXT is in desperate need of actual tag teams, and these guys are an actual tag team. This isn't just single guys getting thrown together. So even though I don't think the Bollywood Boys would go very far in this tournament, I certainly do hope that they stick around. We'll see. What else do we have here? We have No Way Jose and Richard Swan. This could be a couple dancing freaks. It'll be fun to watch against Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. Oh, man. That's going to be wild. Great to see Nese and Gulak, two guys from the Cruiserweight Classic. The Revival, the NXT Tag Team Champions, versus Almas and Cedric Alexander. It'll be fun to see that. I think some of these matches already happened on Wednesday night, but I don't know who won or lost. So I'm not going to do any spoilers. Don't know. Last, we have Gargano and Ciampa. Do-it-yourself guys. Very cool team. Love these guys against Wang and Loon. Wang is the guy thing. Oh, I think both these guys are the guys from China. So that'll be interesting. I don't see those guys winning, but who knows? Who knows? Could be end up in a. I'm hearing little things here and there about a Gargano and Ciampa split. We'll have to see. So that's it for that. Like I said, I really got to catch up on NXT. I binge watch NXT. I'll watch like a month at a time. So let's see here. Let's go back to me. What else is going on here? Let me get rid of some of this stuff. It's distracting. My other screens got too many screens up. All right. Now on to No Mercy predictions. One of the many times I'm actually doing this week, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's not like I'm talking about it 20 times a day. I'm just on a few different shows talking about it. So let's prop this up here. No Mercy 2016, this Sunday, the second one from the SmackDown brand. which I think is going well. Some people say that the whole brand split is a complete failure. I don't think so. I still think it's going well. Do I think that they need maybe a little more talent here and a little more talent there on certain ends of the show? Yeah, but it's, they're bringing back some older guys like Kurt Hawkins, and who's also going to be making his re-debut in the WWE this Sunday. Don't know who he's going to be facing, but we'll get to that in a bit. So let's start the pre-show. Jack Swagger, Baron Corbin. Not very excited about this one, honestly. Jack Swagger just came over to SmackDown from Raw, trying to revitalize his pretty much gone career, which is fine. He's just there to put over the new talent now, I think. I don't think he's up for anything big anymore. Poor Swagger. 2-time champ, I think. So, yeah. And Corbin cannot get out of the pre-show. He has had the pre-show blues since Mania. How many pre-shows has he been on? Kalisto and how many other guys? He was supposed to be on SummerSlam pre-show, and that got canceled or something. I don't know. So yeah, another pre-show, which is, it's hard to get behind guys when they're constantly on the pre-show. Kind of like the tag team division was for the longest time, and now they're the big guys. I think Baron Corbin is going to come off with a win. Hopefully he can get off. Not that he needs a big push immediately. Obviously, would be nice to see someday. He's still kind of green, but he's certainly he's getting better. So we'll see. But yeah, Baron Corbin, I think, is going to take this one onto the main card. Would say Nikki Bella versus Carmella. Yeah, soon to be Ant. I like this feud. I'm a big fan of Carmella. A lot of people don't like her, but I think it's great that Carmella can work with a woman's former Divas champion in Nikki Bella to help, to work with someone and get better at what she's doing. So I don't know. It's hard to. There's a few of these that are on this card for No Mercy that are hard to predict. But I'm going to say Carmella wins this one. I'm probably wrong, but whatever. It should be. Like I say, I'm probably one of the 3 Carmella fans out there. So whatever. SmackDowns, and to discuss more women's, the SmackDown's Women's Championship. I'm more excited about this one. Becky, dear God, more coffee. Becky Lynch, SmackDown Women's Champion versus Alexa Bliss. I am a big fan of Alexa Bliss, but I don't think it's her time yet to be champ. I have absolutely no doubt that somewhere within the next year or so that she's going to be women's champ, but not today. Becky Lynch will retain here most likely, but this should be fun. I think as far as all the girls who have come up from NXT recently since the draft, I think Alexa Bliss shows the most promise between charisma, mic skills, and in-ring work, even though she is a wee pint of a wrestler. So yeah, Becky retains here. SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Slater and Rhino defending against the newly heelish Usos. Lots of eyes on the Usos lately, and not so many eyes on Slater and Rhino. I think the whole hype is gone. Well, not completely gone. Um, there was a whole Slater trying to get the contract, but now he's got his contract. He's got the tag team championship. That buzz, in my opinion, is kind of fleeting now. I have absolutely no doubt with all the eyes going on the Usos lately because they are, because they have turned heel, which I like. I like their new heel look. They're, kind of thuggish in their Samoan thuggish way. They're not, they're not dancing and doing jumping jacks down to the ring anymore. Or doing Samoan When Will It Rain dance or whatever. I think the Usos are actually going to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships here, which I'm fine with. It's not like if Slater and Rhino lose the championship, they're going to be off of SmackDown. But if Rhino is running for office in Michigan, wherever he is, I forget what it is, but he's got commercials out there with Kurt Angle in them, trying to get people to vote for him. They're absolutely hilarious. Go look them up. So yeah, if he's running for office, I have no doubt that he's going to have to work on his campaign, and do some door-to-doors, which means he can't exactly stay in the WWE, which I'm sure, he was back in the WWE to help fund some of this, which I'm fine with. That's great, It's like Ric Flair coming back for a paycheck every once in a while, same thing. So yeah, I think the Usos are going to get the tag team champions, and it'll just help build a feud between them and the chase from Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, which are really gaining popularity. Can't wait to see that. So yeah, Usos win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. We'll talk about the Intercontinental Championship being on the line. It's actually championship versus career. The Miz being the Intercontinental Champion versus Dolph Ziggler putting his career on the line. This is a good enough story, in my opinion. This could headline this pay-per-view, considering Miz is even on the poster with his wife, Maurice. Lots of drama, lots of talk behind this one. Lots of people saying that Dolph is going away. I did read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'm just throwing this out there, that he has a year left on his contract. Which nowadays, with everything going on and people jumping ship from the WWE and contracts being whatever, look at everybody leaving the WWE because they're not happy with what's going on. Wade Barrett took off early. Alberto Del Rio took off early. Look at what Cody Rhodes did. Ryback, all these guys, whether they're, injured and just let their contracts run out, or they jump ship early like Cody, and is now going all over the world, performing tremendously. Whatever the situation with Dolph is, I have no doubt that he'll be exiting WWE. I don't expect him to become Intercontinental Championship. To become Intercontinental Champion. He's going to become the belt. Oh, jeez Louise. Miz is on the top of his game right now. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that he's going to retain here, and Dolph will go off into the sunset and do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do acting, he wants to go, who knows? He could show up early next spring in TNA and help them with that whole, or whatever TNA becomes within the next several months, Billy Corgan could call him up around Christmas time and be like, hey, how you doing? You know, or Ring of Honor, or maybe he's not going to wrestle at all. I don't know. You know, is he too banged up from concussions and whatever? I think he still performs decently. I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan. Do I want him to go away? No. But do I wish they would do more with him? Yes. So I can't blame him for wanting to jump ship. So Miz retains. Dolph Ziggler goes off into the sunset. And you know, I've also heard that, they're just going to take him off of TV for a while and rebrand him. You know, maybe that means he goes off for a few months, does whatever, just to kind of heal himself up and comes back at the Rumble and shocks the world. Maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But whatever happens, I have absolutely no doubt that Miz and Ziggler are going to tear the house down and probably have match of the night. Should be a lot of fun. Those two have done a lot of work in the past and could certainly put on a hell of a show this Sunday. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. I've been kind of outspoken lately as far as the whole hype or lack of hype behind Bray Wyatt and, you know, Randy Orton always being injured. I've only become excited about this, and trust me, that level of excitement is barely there. With Randy Orton being injured so often, it's really hard for me to get excited about another Randy Orton match, even though on paper, Orton versus Bray Wyatt is great. But Bray Wyatt's lost so much. It shocks me that the Fireflies even come out anymore. You know, Bray Wyatt fans are like begging for something big to happen. I think it still can, but it's getting to the point where it's like, you know what? If you're not going to do anything with Bray, just let him go. It's ridiculous. He should be like top heel for like a year and a half now. And he's getting buried in squash matches from The Rock at WrestleMania. Oh no, that was Eric Rowan. Whatever. The whole Wyatt family got squashed that day. Okay? That was just stupid. There was no reason for that. And that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. That whole show was crap. But yeah, they desperately need to do something, and me personally, it's getting to the point where it's too late for Bray Wyatt. Do I still like him? Yeah. But do I get excited about this? No. Because between Bray Wyatt having a really shitty wrestling career right now and Randy Orton he's about 5 minutes away from his next possible career-ending injury, whatever. I hope they put on a good match, but the odds of that are, well, we'll see. But nonetheless, I'm still going to pick Bray Wyatt to win this one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. At least we know there's not going to be any interference from Eric Rowan. Why are you laughing, Jason? That's horrible. He's injured. It's that, whatever. That thing in my head that's not quite right. Whatever. Last but certainly not least, the WWE World Championship. AJ Styles, defending champion, versus Dean Ambrose and John Cena, who could possibly tie Ric Flair's 16-time championship, but not today. No, that's not going to happen. Because we all know that John Cena's got other fish to fry and other things to do. So John Cena's not winning. I've heard some opinions say that they think Ambrose is going to get his championship back. Now, as much as I love Ambrose, and you know I love Ambrose, I don't think that's going to happen. I think AJ is going to have a nice semi-long? Is that a thing? I don't know. How long is semi-long? don't know. I need a nap. Just make up words as we go along here, folks. That's what we do. I'd like to see AJ Styles get a decent title run. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing him stay champ till Mania, and then see someone like John Cena come back and get his 16th, tie Ric Flair. I'm okay with him tying Ric Flair. I think Cena deserves that much. And all the Cena haters are going to come out and say, no, you're full of shit. Yeah, whatever. It's my opinion. I think he's still the face that runs the place, no matter what AJ says. Do I want to see him tie it? Yeah, he's probably going to tie it. Do I want to see him beat it? I don't think he'll beat it. But the odds are that if anyone is going to, it's going to be him. And no one else is going to do it for a very, very long time. Probably not in my lifetime anyways. Who knows? But this match should be a lot of fun. Some people like triple threats. Some people don't. There's obviously a no DQ thing in there somewhere in the, bylines of this contract. Anything goes, which means anyone could come down and help. But I don't see that happening in this one. I don't see anyone coming down and helping Dean. I don't see anyone coming down and helping John Cena or AJ Styles for that matter. The club's on the other show. So, unless we see someone new come out of nowhere and join SmackDown. But I don't think that's happening. Goldberg shows up and squashes them all. No, that's not going to happen. Although I do think at some point Shane McMahon is going to resurrect Goldberg from that cave. But not on No Mercy. I don't think that's going to happen there. Kurt Hawkins. I was going to talk about him for about 2 seconds. He's debuting apparently this Sunday at No Mercy. And then we'll get out of here. I don't know. There's not too many other people that I could see him working with, except for Zack Ryder, honestly. But Zack Ryder's with Mojo Rawley. They're the Hype Bros. So I could see something, because if you watch this past SmackDown, like I said on Ramblin' last night, you saw the Ascension making eyes, watching the Hype Bros in a match with the Vaudevillains, which means we could potentially see some quick, weird, shenanigans-filled match between the Ascension and the Hype Bros, and Kurt Hawkins shows up and does something with Zack Ryder to install some kind of dissension between him and Mojo Rawley. I could see them doing something like that. We'll have to see. Because I honestly don't see Kurt Hawkins doing anything else. He's always been a tag team guy with, whoever he was with, whether it was, Zack Ryder or who's that other big guy that he was with towards the end of his WWE career several years ago? Actually, it wasn't that long ago. What, 3 years ago? I forget. God, who was that guy? Big guy, dreadlocks. Tyler something? I forget. Whatever. He's not coming back anytime soon. So yeah, it should be a good show. I'm excited about it. I'm not jumping up and down, but it should be fun. The card is pretty good. You know, should be some good matches in there, and probably some shenanigans in there somewhere, which is always fun to see. So that's my predictions. Later tonight, I'll be on the Wrestle Addict Live doing this again. I'll be on with Chris Oni and Chris Phoenix talking some other lucha stuff and probably some other hot stuff from the week. We'll see what comes up. We never know. But that'll be live later tonight, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe that's what it is, on the Wrestle Addict Live. Join me for that. Until then, later tonight, I'm going to drink a lot more coffee, so I'm up for that later, and we'll see you down the road next time. Peace.